name's Jason Woods. Welcome Chasing the Apex. Behind me I have a 2020 ZL1. So that's 650 horsepower and about 650 foot-pounds of torque. That's an absolute monster. This one has a track package. We're here with Mustafa at YG Auto Group, and he's gonna walk us through that.
You be my ride or die. All the years they would grow us apart, yeah. Moved away, but you're still in my heart, yeah. Call you up, how you been? Can we play and rewind? Yeah, those are the guys who choose. They don't care, no, like I do. I've been waiting on you.
Mustafa, thanks for having us out. I appreciate you and Chris taking your time.
You're welcome.
This is an absolute monster, and it's a beautiful, beautiful creature.
It sure is.
And you know, really, I think the interesting thing about this is it has a full track package on it, right? And I know it has Alcantara throughout, but I'm saying that wrong, aren't I? How do you say it?
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. He's a kind man. He's a kind man. Would you mind showing us around a little bit?
Absolutely. It's got the really nice exit lights. Look at the seats, you know, the Recaro seats that comes stock in those cars.
Are those Recaro?
Yes.
Wow.
And as you mentioned, the track tires, they come from the factory with the track tires, by the way.
Really?
Yes, they do.
Okay. And how did you come across this thing? Because this thing's an absolute monster.
We got lucky.
Yeah. This, I mean, I appreciate you. And it's a manual of all things.
It is. And they only come in manual, by the way. With the performance package, they only come in manual. You cannot get them in automatic.
No way.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so,
Me neither until 2 days ago.
really? So what, I gotta ask, what did he trade it in for? I mean, he must have traded, because you have a beautiful selection here.
For an R8 we had.
Oh, really?
What? 2020 R8, yes.
Okay, I can see that too. Another beautiful
And
car.
It was immaculate, yeah.
No, okay. Wow, what? I mean, that's amazing.
It is.
And you really, I mean, I think you came up here. I mean, because I think this is going to be a pretty rare car going forward in the future.
It is.
You know, because you're looking at the death of horsepower, you're looking at the death of drivers' cars and the death of manuals.
Absolutely.
And here you have a perfect conditioned manual transmission.
Complete, yes.
And so we had Chris join us. Chris is a good friend of mine, and he actually invited us down here and with Mustafa, and we're very grateful for this car. And so Chris is going to walk us through the tech specs, because we all know I know nothing about the tech specs.
All right, so this is a 6.2 liter supercharged LT4, I believe.
Okay. Look at the detail in that engine, man.
That was custom, actually.
Really?
Yeah, the previous owner customized that, the valve covers, this one over here. He did his own way of customization.
It's absolutely brilliant. Oh, I think it looks beautiful. I think it came out really well.
I mean, with 650 horsepower, it'll be amazing.
I think it will. And you're really okay with us driving it?
Absolutely, I trust you.
You're insane. Just
For so long, and it's killing me to see you there with a broken heart. If you knew, I've been waiting on you. Whoa, whoa. I've been waiting on you coming like a wrecking ball.
All right, so we're in a 2020 ZL1. So it's got the track package in it. He is giving it our first go. He said he was terrified. I have him on camera somewhere. I got to make sure I get that out. And I think you're going to go up the hill straight, right?
Yep.
So what do you think? What are your initial impressions?
I'm terrified.
Okay, but why are you terrified?
It's an awful lot of power. But actually it's pretty tractable down low. I haven't really given it a lot of gas yet, other than when we're trying to leave the driveway.
Well, let's not give it a lot of gas, because I don't want Chris to kill me when he gets back. How about that?
No, I'm all good with that.
So
it's a manual, which I very much appreciate.
Yeah.
It's like I said earlier, that the thing I'm most impressed with is the ride. Like, the ride is great. Like, it's firm, but not beat you up stiff.
Right.
Like, there's compliance there.
The seats are amazing.
Okay, this road's a little bumpy.
Yeah, so we're not supposed to four-wheel it. I don't think.
Yeah, taking it easy. But again, terrified.
I just want to survive long enough to get to my turn. I don't know if I'm going to. Ah.
Okay, this road's a little sketchy. So we can't really see around corners.
This car is built for some big open roads. I mean, and that's pretty obvious to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not really designed for these kind of roads, but it's got big grippy tires. It's got torque out the wazoo.
yeah. I can feel the torque from here.
And really, you can just leave it in one gear everywhere, and it just holds. And here we are coming up on some traffic.
Let's see what we got. First gear. Good God. Holy hell. That's intense. Oh my gosh. It's like being propelled by the space shuttle. Holy hell, huh?
That torque is impressive. It
Wow.
just shoves you in the seat and holds you there. Like it doesn't, you know, a lot of times when you hit it in the car, you get the pushback
Right.
of the seat, but then it relaxes. That one is just like, okay, it's pushing and pushing.
Yeah, it's like, it's forever. And you can hear it though. It's not playing with you. It's I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this now. Sit down, hold on, have fun. Man, that's intense. What a car. And I always, every time I get in an American car, I expect it to suck. I just do. It's just my thing, I guess. But this does not suck. This is as good as any European car I've ever driven.
Differently.
What do you mean differently? It handles just as well.
In a different way though. It does everything through being brutal. Huge, wide, sticky tires.
Well, you know what? It's doing it, and I like it because of it.
But it works and it's impressive, and this thing would be insane at Thunderhill.
This thing would be insane,
It'd be insane
on.
at Sears.
It would be insane on a tight track. I think it's holding its own, man. I mean, this is a supercar in disguise, is what it is. I mean, this is supercar performance in an American muscle car form.
Oh, for the price, yes, very much. Like 650 horsepower.
Yeah.
And this level of handling for, what are they asking for this thing, 70 grand?
No, not even that. I think this is being listed at 60 or 50, and I would say that's a steal.
Oh yeah, no, this thing, it moves.
I mean, I'm in third. I haven't left third. I don't need to leave third. I'm just going down the street. Eventually, I need to turn around to do some camera placement, but it's crazy.
No, this thing's...
It feels solid, too. I mean, it really does.
There's no creaks, no rattles.
And you can have it serviced anywhere. I mean, your local Chevy dealership can service this. This is really, really impressive. And I was a little taken back by the big wing on it at first. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Because the Fast and Furious wings always wig me out a little bit. But I can see why that exists. I like that the paddle shifters have a rev match for you, though. That's kind of interesting. It kind of takes away from, you know, if you don't know how to rev match or you don't know how to heel toe, that's actually
does it say that feature?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Oh yeah, rev match.
It's kind of neat. So you can turn the active rev matching on or off.
Yeah.
I'm a control freak, so I want it on. But I want it off, but we'll give it a shot anyways. The dials are huge on this thing, man. I mean, just absolutely massive. And the nav is really neat because the nav is right there in your face. I don't have to look over here. The nav is right here. And that's very cool. I wonder if we lost the GoPro. Would it surprise you if we lost the GoPro?
No, it would not. that has some pull.
Good God, man. This is like horsepower cocaine. Give me more. Give me more. I like it. I like it a lot. So my closing thoughts, right, is, I mean, it's really brilliant, really surprising, really super comfortable. And frankly, I'm not in a hurry to give it back. I mean, I'm in a hurry to get it to the gas station, but not to take it back. What do you think? What do you think?
I am impressed. Like, I'm surprised. Like, especially with the suspension. The suspension on this thing is incredible. Like, to handle roads like this with such a plum is just nuts for a car this size.
It is. It's really light on its feet. And for its weight, it's so deceptive. I mean...
But I want to take it to a racetrack. Like, it just begs to go to a racetrack.
It does. She's like, give me more.
Yeah, it's like, when I drove it, I don't think I ever got over 3,500 RPM. And
No.
it was pulling like crazy. And you literally just don't have, you just run out of room.
You do. It's really hard to appreciate this on the street. But it's good. It's good. Whoa.
Little slippy diff there. You feel that diff step in.
Oh yeah, she came around a little.
It kept it, but it kept it. How you doing
Yeah. So final thoughts. ZL1, I love you. Chevy, you did a wonderful job. You created an absolute monster, and I adore you for it. Definitely, hands down, best American car I've driven.
it? I'm very, very impressed. Like, very impressed.
He's never impressed with anything, so yeah, I think that's pretty good.
But this was probably the biggest surprise.
It
to
took
me.
it,
Because I thought it would be something completely different. And it
Absolutely.
is, and it's amazing.
I mean, it's just so... Everything an American car is not supposed to be, it does. And then it does everything an American car is supposed to do. It's got every amenity you could ever want. You know, the interior's just gorgeous. And then there's Steve. But Steve's hard to impress anyways, let's be honest. He is, I mean...
But the interior is very nice. I've had any complaints, but a lot of people say the vision is not the best out of this thing.
Really? Where you should be looking forward. Where else would you be
exactly.
looking?
What's behind you doesn't matter.
No, not at all.
But other than that, like, it's a spectacular car. Like, just it is truly impressive. But the performance is just mind-bending.
It is. I mean, it's another one of those cars where you don't want to give it back, man. You want to go, I want to take it as far as I can and go find the twistiest bit of road or track I can, and
I want to take this on a racetrack.
absolutely.
This is a racetrack machine.
This is beautiful, and it's 60 grand. I mean, I can't find a comparison. I cannot think of off the top of my head what would compare. You?
Not that I've driven.
Yeah, me either. So, thanks for watching Chasing the Apex, and we'll see you next week. And thanks, Chris and Muhammad, and for letting us take it out. And gentlemen, yeah, the first person that sits in this and drives it, if they don't buy it, I'll be surprised. I mean, really, you get in it, it's intoxicating, it's beautiful outside, and thanks for watching Chasing the Apex. See you next week. Anything for you?
Bye, everybody.